The fork ahead is the road through the main gate to the next area. Let's go on. After a while, they stopped in front of a strange water hole. What is this hole? It is the cause of making the Devil Island like this. Duan Fay thought, no wonder it is the most secure prison in the world. No matter what, we can't break this door made of lava. He noticed the danger from above. A fast arrow flew down. He shouted, "Be careful." The arrow hit the ground hard. A sturdy step came out from inside with a wicked laugh. He was a special zombie prisoner. He grinned and said, "It's been a long time since I saw humans. Luckily you are here." Duan Fay and his group were all fine. He was angry and unchained Xiao Feng's hand. He looked at the number of that guy and flipped his father's notebook. He shouted number 21. He wanted to use his strength to prove himself, so he had traveled around the world to fight. The fight would only end when one person died. He heard that Demon Island had many experts, so he came here by himself. Duan Fay, you have to be careful. Even though his sister had warned him about some scary things, Duan Fay still didn't need any weapons from his opponent. Okay, everyone back off. Leave him to me. Number 21 laughed arrogantly. You seem to have some skills. Try this move of mine. He used a thunderbolt skill without any technique and struck down at Duan Fay below. The kid waved his hand and the thunderbolt of the prisoner had no effect on him. He doesn't have any original energy on his body. It seems he is not ordinary. Number 21 was also itching to see Duan Fay breaking his wrist as if ready to fight. This kid is crazy. I accept your challenge. This fight will only have one survivor. Number 21 held two bows with long chains attached and flew up. He said fiercely, but the loser will definitely be you, because I am the world champion. You have no way out. Just die. His eyes were full of killing intent and very scary. He didn't even pause for a breath and kept attacking the other side. Duan Fay had to use his divine sword to resist. He thought to himself that he seemed to know that he had a great power. He asked him, "Did you kill the prison guard at the dock?" He answered, "I'm not interested in weaklings." Duan Fay asked again, "Then who?" He dodged like a kangaroo and attacked and defended at the same time. Want to know? Defeat me first. A stream of air and two anchors flew towards Duan Fay. He looked carefully and calculated very well. He was probably the guard outside the final area. This proved that the cause of everything was still on this island. That thing had ordered the zombies to gather, but this control was different from what the accident woman had done before. There was something here that he had never known before. Smoke and fire, dark and bright techniques were emitted one after another. The three girls outside cheered enthusiastically. After a while, Duan Fay stood up straight and said sternly, "Go away, this move can't hurt you anyway." Under the ground, Duan Fay's sword energy was pinning down the two chains of number 21. He didn't see him but heard a clear voice, "It's been a long time since I met such a strong opponent." The sword bounced back and he also got up from some time. Start round 2. The sword returned to Duan Fay's hand. This fight was not easy either. He seemed to have gained more strength and rushed to attack him. The two types of sword energy clashed with each other, creating pleasant sounds. They fought like that until their hands were numb and their sword energy fought each other without their owners. The two men faced each other barehanded, each throwing violent punches. The zombies formed from this origin were really special. Besides the original species, he was the strongest zombie he had ever met. A loud explosion sound and everyone wondered if it was over. No, the match continued. Neither of them wanted to lose. They both focused on this match, but who would be the winner, as prisoner 21 had said that only when there was one person left alive on the stage would the match really end. Duan Fay did not rely on his numbers or arrogance. He used his full strength to face this opponent. This battle seemed endless. The zombie smiled foolishly and madly. He was beyond my expectations, but it seemed that you were still hiding your true strength. This made me very uncomfortable. Be serious for me. I bet everything on this duel. Seeing the opponent attack Duan Fay, he was like a three-legged, four-legged beast, blocking all his blows. He was angry and tried this move, Super Electric Whip. That's it, you can't stand it anymore. Then I won. Suddenly he felt a painful blow from behind that made him fall to the ground. What happened? Wasn't he badly injured? In front of him, the weak figure faded away. He opened his mouth wide. You little bastard, don't you know what martial arts is? Duan Fay landed lightly and said, didn't you want me to use all my strength? So try to feel it. Number 21 shivered slightly and then smiled wickedly, come here. Then the two of them were like two magnets that attracted each other, creating one explosion after another. Let you witness the speed of this lightning? What? Can it keep up with lightning? Duan Fay punched him, no matter how fast you are, you can't get rid of my shadow. Shadow? Under the flash of lightning in this blink of an eye, even the shadow will disappear. Just finish you off in this flash of lightning. Duan Fay suddenly grabbed 21's neck and created a fireball and threw him to the ground. The zombie had to cough up blood. Duan Fay took advantage of it and rushed over. He had a fireball and a shadow punch that hit his body mercilessly. He whispered, I lost, kill me. Duan Fay smiled sarcastically, do you want revenge? He shouted, no need, losing is losing. If you don't kill me, that great man won't spare me either. He lowered his voice and said, don't worry, you just don't resist later. Anna, come here for a moment. He pointed at number 21 and said, capture him. Anna whispered softly, can I not? His level is much higher than Anna's. Don't worry, I've talked to him already. As soon as Anna reached out to suck up the negative energy in his body, he opened his eyes wide. What's going on? It feels like my body is much lighter. Anna was also surprised. She thought so and was able to control him already. His mind seemed quite simple. How can we fight now? Anna stood with her arms akimbo and looked at him sternly. Don't treat Brother Duan as an enemy. At first, this zombie 21 was stubborn. Why should I listen to this kid? He said. As soon as he finished speaking, a current ran down his spine. He bowed his head. I'm sorry, Miss Anna. I will do whatever you say. Anna nodded. That's more like it. From now on, you will be called number 21. His face darkened and he had some incomprehensible questions, but he couldn't open his mouth. What's going on? He couldn't resist this kid at all. He was tricked by that brat. Xianu and Xiao Fuang came over. Brother, are you okay? Duan Fay replied. Yeah, get ready. We will enter the next area soon. The zombie was scared when he heard that. He said, I advise you not to go in there. It's a different level inside and outside. You better take your little lives and run away. Anna frowned. This guy was annoying. Get in a space bag. Duan Fay led everyone inside. He thought to himself that the dangers ahead were already in his data. The huge door opened. This was the inside of the demon island. The smell of evil and decay poured out and piled up layer by layer until it choked the nose. A zombie and some hunting dogs guarded the door and quickly spotted them. They find intruders, quickly deal with them. 3 dogs bared their teeth. These monsters are not simple, everyone be careful a bit. Duan Fay held his sword firmly and was ready to fight. The beasts didn't care that the other side had more people and didn't back down. Kim Bao received the order to transform into a beast and counterattack. Xianu also helped. The beasts were quickly dealt with, each one shattered and disappeared. Wait a minute, they're not dead yet? They recovered? Duan Fay was a bit confused. He couldn't see their spiritual power. They didn't have any level or skills either. Could it be that they were not zombies? Duan Fay activated his skill of seizing. He reached out to touch its snout. Sure enough, that was the case. The problem was the zombie behind them. Duan Fay flew up high and shouted back to Xinu. I'll leave this to you, okay? I'll deal with the zombie behind them. They are linked zombies who can swap souls. There's no way to kill them. You just need to control their actions. He aimed at their commander. He was only level 0 but had the skill of swapping souls. That meant controlling a creature to fight. If the controller didn't die, the soul body couldn't disappear. The zombie shouted loudly. Everyone come back here. Unfortunately, they were frozen by Xinu and couldn't move. Duan Fay grabbed his opponent and seized him. He killed the zombie and received 600 evolution points and unlocked the skill fragment of swapping souls. The dogs also disappeared right after that. Look, big brother, the battle is not over yet. A whole army of zombies is running towards them crazily. Kim, protect Xiao Fuang Xinu Anna. Let's go. Meanwhile, the human counterattack is taking place. The Flame Emperor base gathered and led 7 large bases to advance to the place called the source of the zombies. Many warships and fighters flew across the sky. A meeting for the army leaders was held first. I thank everyone for their close cooperation. We are not far from our goal anymore. This is a battle for the future of humanity. Although it is a bit hasty, we cannot miss this rare opportunity, Le Min said. Any news? No matter how strong they are, we can't lose with the cooperation of our 7 large bases. Using force will surely cause a lot of losses. Can you use your brain a bit? Hua's family said loudly. Everyone waited to argue, but I had planned this early. I have arranged the tactical areas according to the combat strength and skills of the units. First is La Commander of the refugee camp. They have stopped a large attack of zombies on Doomsday. At the same time, they also have many advanced scientific achievements and have the strongest combat power among all of us. The front line will be handled by La Duong. He will hold the first area on the battlefield. La Duong replied, I understand. Next is Le Min base. The awakened ones of your base are all strategists. Your base will assist Lich Bao base. Your ambush skills are excellent, so you will be responsible for surprise attacks from the right side of the zombies. Next is Quang Min base. We noticed that your base has just dealt with the zombie wave recently. You have few manpower, so act with us. Hat Kim base has a lot of high-level combat personnel and strategists. You will be responsible for another area, mainly dealing with their attendants. Finally, Tu Quang base has good healing skills, suitable for logistics. The personnel arrangement is like that. Next we will talk in detail about the distribution of zombie forces. On the side of the demon clan, they are also very anxious to observe the human situation. The phantom arranged by them has approached us. It's time to act. Where's Tuan Lok? A demon woman said. He said that his evil island was invaded by humans, so he had to go back and check it out. He will be back soon. He has no discipline at all. Well, it's okay if he's not here. You two split up and command the zombies. First, you don't need to use much force. Just let them sink into the line of victory and lure them into death slowly. As for Tuan Lok, he will be punished by our soon-to-be-resurrected Demon King. Tuan Lok entered the system room. The slaves panicked. Tuan Lok, sir, you finally came back. Tuan Lok asked, what's going on? Is it an army? No, they only have 4 people. What did you say? Only 4 people have defeated the outside area already. He hesitated. No, not only the area 2 outside has also fallen. Duan Fay's group easily got in quite deep. This area is also done. Number 21 sighed. Oh, I didn't expect to help them defeat my own teammates. Anna is so happy. Anna also got a lot of energy and reached 1200 evolution points. I didn't expect her to successfully evolve to level D and unlock her mental power skill. Congratulations Anna for reaching level D. That's great, miss. The girl was excited to be praised. I also have another mental power skill. Duan Fay was happy in his heart, the 9th skill has awakened. I didn't expect Anna to get closer and closer to the Black Queen. In a short time, Anna has become a person who can shake the existence of the world. Her innocence and kindness must be preserved. The evil reindeer quietly observed their every move without blinking. He was furious and clenched his teeth. I didn't expect that the escaped key would appear here. He laughed horribly. How lucky. Duan Fay suddenly noticed something strange. Xianu asked, "What's wrong, brother?" He replied, "Just now I felt a very large source of energy." Is it the original species? Everyone was confused. Is it near here? Duan Fay answered, "No, it's quite far from us." Min looked at 21 and asked, "Number 21, have you ever met the original species?" The zombie thought for a moment and then answered, "Never, only heard the order passed down." Are you scared? Duan Fay became more serious. The original species here is the source of the epidemic. Let's go on to the next area. The reindeer laughed crazily. Interesting, this is more interesting than fighting with those shrimps over there. Give the order to me. If you encounter intruders other than that kid, kill them all. There are dogs guarding every gate and area, their noses are sharper than wild wolves. In Area 3 there are prisons, the zombies here have also become much stronger than before. Here you may encounter zombies of level C or D. From now on we have to protect ourselves well. Xianu nodded, yes, I understand. They didn't expect that their every action, even hiding, was seen through by these reindeer people. He ordered, quickly release all the zombies in this area outside. The zombies here have all reached high levels C and D. Let me see how long you can endure. Duan Fay rushed forward before everyone else. Wait for me here. If zombies attack, improvise. The first one he encountered was a C-level zombie with the Silent Eyes skill. He had anticipated this for a long time. If it was already C-level, it was different from the ones outside. Its Silent Eyes could nullify the opponent's skills and easily flip them over. Even Duan Fay suffered a deep wound. He was surprised that it could nullify his skills. He remembered that he hadn't entered the trial tower for a long time. This ability was troublesome. He had to deal with it first. Not to mention, next to the one-eyed zombie, there were also D-level zombies with the metal poison skill. They coordinated very well with each other. Once they were hit by the metal poison, they would lose their ability to act in an instant. They all had strong control abilities. Was it a coincidence? When he was about to counterattack, he was hit by the one-eyed zombie again. All his skills were dissolved. The metal poison zombies seized the opportunity and shot needles at him. Fortunately, Duan Fay was the protagonist, or he would have died long ago. He had to use all his abilities. Duan Fay threw his sword at the one-eyed zombie's face. A harsh sound rang out as his divine sword hit a shield. A third one was a defensive player of D-level. He blocked his way and also had protection. How annoying. Inside the observation room, Reindeer laughed like he had never laughed before in his life. They were arranged by me on purpose. What will you do next with them? Duan Fay paused for a moment. He had to calculate his next moves carefully, or he would die easily. Their coordination was too good. Was it a coincidence? No, it could be that they were original species that had been trained. Before he could figure anything out, thousands of metal poison needles flew at him from all directions. The one-eyed zombie quickly intervened at this moment. This was bad. If that guy kept targeting him like that, he wouldn't be able to use his abilities at all. He could only fight against this rain of attacks by himself. He would die if he made a slight mistake. Wait a minute, that eye. He just needed to get out of its sight. He created a fog around his body. That didn't work either. His abilities still didn't work. He should have practiced more in the trial tower back then. He realized it too late and made an even bigger mistake when the fog also blocked his own vision. The metal poison zombies had an even greater advantage. Duan Fay was doomed, but why didn't he suffer any damage? The zombies were stunned and didn't understand what was going on. Suddenly, the metal poison zombie was struck by a lightning bolt and fell down with a thud. It was number 21 who came to rescue Duan Fay. He said arrogantly, "You can't bully others like that if you are one against many. How about we join in?" He turned to Duan Fay and said, "You don't need to thank me either. You can only die by my hand." Duan Fay waved his hand and rejected him. "I have no intention of thanking you." Next was his stage again. The super thunder and lightning skill smoked without any power at all. Duan Fay was confused when he realized that his energy was returning to his hand. He really had to thank him this time. He thought he understood it now. He could only use his disappearing ability once. The angry reindeer shouted at the annoying guy to release the zombies on the upper floor. He said, "Go deal with these people. There is something even more terrifying in the dark prison. There is a very horrifying zombie there. He has been waiting for this opportunity for a long time. You seem to have found the key point. You just need to deal with one of them and their coordination will be gone." The one-eyed guy was trying to analyze your actions. You were unpredictable in front of the zombies and they exclaimed, "What? He is here," quickly killing him with poison needles. "Leave it to me." But it was not that easy. You used magic to control his teammate's shield and used it to attack the poison needle guy. His people were still stunned and did not understand what was going on. Before he could react, he was pinned to the wall. Next, you just need to approach them and find an opportunity to attack. Your next target was the one-eyed guy. He said, "There are only two of you. Even if you don't have abilities, you are nothing." Suddenly, you noticed that there was another zombie. You turned around and saw Anna saying, "Look, there is another zombie above." The big zombie jumped down and made a loud noise. He had a crazy look on his face and said, "Is it time to eat? I didn't expect to be able to eat humans today." You hurriedly said, "Number 21, Little Jasmine, please protect Anna." The shield guy suddenly rushed towards you and attacked. The defensive zombie took advantage of the opportunity and wanted to crush you. He swung his shield down at Duan Fay with a loud noise. But you were agile and also the male lead, so how could you die so easily? You started to feel that the situation was getting worse and you had to quickly deal with them. They were more alert now. Xianu drew her ice sword and said, "Anna, we have to rely on ourselves now." The girl replied, "Yes, I will try my best." The fat zombie stuck out his tongue as if he had been starving for a long time and attacked the two girls. Before he could open his mouth, he got a shower of ice in his throat. Xianu said, "You are amazing, it doesn't seem like you care about him at all." "That's right, he just needed to bite lightly and he would break her ice layer." She said, "Eating ice will make your stomach hurt." He went crazy and destroyed everything. Kim Bao and number 41 had to pull the two girls away a bit and said, "It's too dangerous, thank you Kim Bao." Little Fuang calmly read the notebook and said, "Everyone be careful. He is number 15. In his previous life, he was a cannibal pervert. Xinu nodded and said, "Got it, you hide well." The zombie smiled wickedly and said, "Who should I eat first? The white-haired girl or the kid? It's hard to choose." He said, "Forget it, I'll eat this kid first." He reached out to grab Anna. He was hit by number 21 with thunder and lightning and said, "Hey, you rotten fat pig, I am your opponent here." He withdrew his words and flew like lightning to the fat guy and punched him in the face. But with that body of his, did he feel anything? It only made him more angry inside. He said, "Don't you know that it's very rude to disturb someone's meal?" His big hands grabbed number 21 easily. He said, "You are just a guard dog and you dare to confront me." He squeezed him hard and wanted to crush his six-pack body. Number 21 could not escape his strength and said, "Damn it, if I can't even beat this trash, then don't talk about that kid." "No, I haven't lost yet." Number 21 emitted a different source of energy than before that made the fat guy stare in anticipation. He clenched his muscles and said, "Try the taste of 100,000 volts of electricity." At the human camp, Li Feng was unhappy and asked, "What did you say? Our refugee camp will be at the front line? Are you kidding? We are the smallest team among the 7 bases. There must be some grudge here." Haka also agreed and said, "I also think it's unreasonable." La Duong shouted, "Everyone, please be quiet. The plan of the Flame Emperor is to force Duan Fay to show up, but Duan Fay is also here. They were right about one thing, our facilities and medicines were all made under Duan Fay's guidance. If we talk about combat results, we are all at the top rank. Moreover, we defeated a large number of zombies last time." Li Huang was about to say something, but then a soldier from outside came in and called, "La Commander, Hua Commander invites you to the meeting room." The old man replied, "I know, I'll be right there." As he walked away, he also instructed, "Although we are at the front line, the next base will be the Flame Emperor's base. It doesn't seem to be too worrying. On the battlefield, we have to trust the command of our superiors. Doubt is not appropriate. All right, I'll go over there first. You guys get ready well. Haka comes from the army, so she will be in charge of command. She will equip everyone well. War is very cruel, but I always hope that we will all be safe." As soon as he finished speaking, the 3 of them answered in unison, "Yes." Haka felt uneasy and thought, "Duan Fay, where are you now?" Back at the prison side, Duan Fay was having trouble fighting with the zombies. He sighed and said firmly, he didn't take his eyes off the zombie behind him for a second. Suddenly there was a loud explosion behind him. He turned his head to look and thought, they are also fighting over there. If I go there now, they will also help each other. It will be harder to deal with then. There is no time left. He thought and looked at the zombie shield and said, if I can't use the distance to beat you, then I will attack you directly. Let's see whose shield is harder or whose power is stronger. On the other side, number 21 was being held tightly by zombie number 15. Number 21 shouted, "Xinu, hold on a little longer." Number 15 squeezed harder and said arrogantly, "How painful is this? I only used a little force and you can't move anymore." Number 21 became weaker and weaker and thought helplessly, although I don't care much, I'm really not his opponent. But it's not that I don't care because I lost to him, but because I can't protect her. Well, let it be like that. In a flash he thought of Anna. Xinu shouted at this time, "You idiot, open your eyes." Kim Bao grabbed number 21 and brought him back. Anna scolded him, "You are an idiot, right? If you lose then you don't care about anything else? They tried so hard to save you. If you don't care after losing then beat him. As long as you are alive then you are not losing. Sister Xinu and brother Duan also don't want to lose. That's why they want to be stronger." Number 21 said, "But I'm a zombie so I'm already dead." Anna got angry and said, "I want to punch you so much." He understood her words a little bit and asked, "What are you saying? Just keep fighting and that's it?" The little girl also nodded and said, "That's not wrong either. Your brain is really simple indeed. Right. This is for you. Before coming here I put it in my space bag." The girl took out 2 sickles connected by a chain from her bag and gave them to him with a confident attitude. Number 21 said, "This is more convenient. Hey, are you number 41? Use your power and follow me to defeat him. We have to punch that pig to death." Number 41 replied, "I refuse. I have to protect Miss Anna." He smiled and continued, "What a coincidence, I'm the same." Number 41 asked, "Really? I see." In front of them, Kim Bao, Xinu and Little Orchid attacked number 15 together, but he was able to resist them all. He said annoyedly, "You are so troublesome. Can't you just lie quietly in my stomach?" First, this fire-breathing dog punched Kim Bao away as he spoke. Then he rushed towards Xinu and said, "Next is you, damn ice power." Suddenly, blue chains flew from somewhere and tied him up. It was number 21 who jumped over and said, "You rotten pig, I'm here to avenge the blow just now." The fat guy laughed loudly and said, "Useless, you can't hurt me anyway." Number 21 with 2 sickles in his hand rushed over. He smiled and said, "First are the hands that caught me earlier." He quickly cut off both arms of number 15. 21 rushed over again and shouted, "Next is this annoying mouth." The zombie number 15 started to go crazy. He screamed, "Hateful, fine, I have to swallow you all at once." Seeing the danger, number 21 backed away and exclaimed, "What?" Suddenly his body had a strong force. The big zombie broke all the chains and said, "Anyone who blocks my meal must die." As he spoke, his face slowly split in half. His whole body also gradually opened up. He had turned his body into a big mouth. His entire body had become a huge mouth. He gathered a large amount of energy and aimed at number 21. He shouted arrogantly, "Come here." A stream of power radiated towards 21. To stop the danger, he released electricity from his hand and yelled, "Go to hell." But it seemed useless. He started to inhale a big breath and the earth and rocks around him quickly flew towards his mouth. Number 21 and Little Orchid tried to hold on to the ground. Xinu kept shooting ice rocks at him, but they were all useless. The girl said helplessly, "We can't attack him." Number 15 in front said, "Don't worry, it's your turn soon." Duan Fay from afar also felt a strong force and thought, they are also reaching the limit over there. The zombie shield was also gradually pulled away. He shouted at number 15, "Hold on quickly, it's not good." Duan Fay suddenly realized the opportunity and quickly jumped behind the one-eyed zombie. In a few seconds of losing his guard, the one-eyed zombie was cut in half. On the other side, number 21 could no longer hold on for long and was sucked back. He cried out loud. Anna raised her bag high and said, "Everyone quickly return to the space bag." Number 15 closed his big mouth tightly. Fortunately, number 15 and Little Orchid were still safe. The girl called them back and asked, "Are you all right?" Number 21 sighed and answered, "No problem, thanks to you." The fat guy turned his back again. He opened his mouth wide and said, "Why do you keep getting in my way? Now you have no way out." Xinu said desperately, "No, this is bad. All our attacks have been absorbed by him." He shouted loudly, "I'm coming." But suddenly he felt something behind him and abruptly stopped. It was Duan Fay whose body had turned black at this moment. He approached and asked number 15, "I wonder if you can absorb darkness." He activated the skill of seizing attacks and enveloped number 15. After a while he was completely defeated. After defeating the 3 zombies, the system showed a message, defeated 1 D-level zombie and 2 C-level zombies, received 2200 Evolution points, unlocked Silent Eyes skill level C, unlocked Solid Backup skill level C, unlocked Eat and Eat skill level A, unlocked Iron Skin skill level D. He returned to his normal body. He ran to the others and asked, "Are you all okay?" Anna answered, "The big brother is still very strong." In the control room, the reindeer said unexpectedly, "I didn't expect him to be so strong. He seems to have many skills. Could he be the one who killed the peacock sister and injured the accident? We have to verify it a bit." The group rested for a while and then Duan Fay said, "Let's go on. The next enemy will be much stronger. Everyone has to be extremely careful." As they were about to leave, a voice came from somewhere. "First of all, congratulations on getting here. It's really beyond my expectations." Anna asked loudly, "Who is talking like that?" The reindeer asked further, "Are you the one who killed the peacock sister?" Duan Fay recognized the speaker and asked, "Oh, is it the original Sin race? I didn't expect you monsters to call each other affectionately like family. Is that right? Not only did I kill the peacock, but I also got injured. And soon you will also become a demon who dies under my hand." He continued with a strong tone, "To make this fight more interesting, let's play a game. Before, I found out that there are 5 survivors deep in this prison. So this time I will give you 1 hour to get here. If you are late, I will eat 1 person every 10 minutes. Fwang heard and said, "They are the people my father mentioned." Duan Fay was angry and said, "Come here and fight me directly. Don't you want revenge?" The guy laughed loudly and answered, "Revenge is obvious, but the process is also very important. I want to punish you slowly. I hope you can endure it for a long time." The time started as soon as he finished speaking. Duan Fay said to everyone, "Let's go quickly." He looked at his hand again and said, "I don't know why I have a bad feeling. It seems that something happened to Haka." On the battlefield, the soldiers were chatting with each other. One said, "It's about to start. Are you scared?" The other replied, "I'm a bit scared, but we're not the front line. We're the team from the refugee camp." The other said, "That's right. I wonder what they did to offend the Hua commander. Their number is the smallest." As they were chatting happily, one noticed and shouted, "Speaking of Chow Chow, here come the 3 people Lai Fong, Ha Ka, Jia Hao. They are fully equipped." A soldier asked, "Hey, are they dressed like this to play cosplay?" Another laughed and said, "Don't say that. That's their technique. The frontline mission depends on you guys." Lai Fong was annoyed and said, "Let me teach them a lesson." Ha Ka immediately stopped Lai Fong and told him not to pay attention to those things. She said, "Prepare well for the battle that is about to start." The boy replied, "I understand. After this, I will find them and settle the score." The 3 of them moved forward. A scout car returned and reported the situation. "There is a large army of zombies ahead of us. We will meet them in about 20 minutes. At the prison, Duan Fay's group was very urgent. They only had 30 minutes left. The reindeer in the control room watched their every move. He was very surprised by Duan Fay and thought, "I didn't expect his ability to increase so much. He really exceeded my expectations." It's no wonder that King Kuok and Tainan were defeated by him, but there is not much time left. I'm more excited now. Don't disappoint me. Duan Fay moved while killing the zombies wandering in the prison. He said to himself, "I took advantage of the evolution point and increased my ability a lot. But there is too little time left." His energy was upgraded to 18, his perception to 15, his observation to 10, his spirit to 6. He said again, "It seems that I have almost solved Area 2. Their levels are around D and C. As long as they don't have that silent eye ability, everything will be easy." Behind him, his sister was very shocked by his strength. She thought to herself, I can't believe that he has increased his ability so many times in such a short time. It's like he's a different person. If he continues like this, the gap between me and him will grow bigger and bigger. She was lost in thought for a while before she realized that Anna was calling her constantly. XINU, XINU. The girl woke up and asked, "What? What's wrong?" Anna said, "Duan Fay asked you how much time we have left." XINU answered, "I'm sorry, let me see how much time we have left." In front of them, Duan Fay looked back and thought quickly, "There's not much time left, it would be better if we split up and act separately. First of all, we have to observe how many zombies are around here. In the nearby area, there is only one with a very strong energy reaction. It must be the original zombie. They are all concentrated there. This side is quite safe." In the control room, the reindeer asked, "Do we have any zombies that can fight?" Another zombie answered, "No, no sir." "Well, there is still one, but it's in a cell that is strictly guarded. But we don't know how strong it is." He smiled slightly and said, "Oh, guarded strictly? Then it must have some ability." The jailers said, "You can't let it out, it's very scary. If you let it out, we will die." The reindeer ignored them and ordered it to release it. His subordinate said, I think they have the key. We can't open it without it." He said impatiently, "Then I'll go myself." He pointed at a jailer and said, "You lead the way." He reluctantly led him to a big door. The reindeer looked excited. "It's really sturdy." The jailer said, "No one can open this door without the key." He didn't care if he needed the key or not. With one punch, he knocked the door down completely. The jailer was shocked and couldn't believe his eyes. He asked, "What? You can open it with one hand?" He went inside and ordered him to go out. He said, "From now on, I will be your master." The creature inside asked back, "Master?" As soon as he finished speaking, it rushed out with its big claws and attacked the reindeer. He still stood there calmly inside. He clearly did nothing, but the attack of the other guy was completely reflected back. In an instant, he approached the guy who was imprisoned in the cell. He released his aura and felt the danger. The other guy finally understood how powerful the reindeer was. The reindeer asked again, "You seem to understand now, right?" The prisoner bowed down and thought, his power is too great. It seems that just looking at him can make people scared. He is probably not an opponent. He replied, "I'm really sorry. Please forgive my rudeness." The reindeer immediately ordered, "Okay, go ahead. I have a mission for you." The reindeer looked at the jailer and said, "By the way, this is a gift for you." After saying that, he left. The jailer was quickly killed. The original species and his subordinates returned to the control room. As soon as he entered, he asked, "How is the situation?" The small subordinate replied, "They have separated. Only he continues to move forward." The reindeer was surprised and asked, "Alone? That's interesting. Where is he now?" "He has reached the Hall of Area 2. After hearing the report, the reindeer ordered loudly, "Go ahead, Spider. He is your first mission." The spider zombie smiled happily and answered, "Leave it to me." On Duan Fay's side, he was moving at a very fast speed. He was trying to save as much time as possible. Then on the ceiling, the sharp claws of the spider stabbed straight down. Duan Fay used his level 15 perception ability to sense the danger and dodge. The guy kept attacking and the boy dodged all the attacks. In a certain room in the prison, Anna worriedly asked, "Is Duan brother in danger? Do we need to help him?" XINU gently answered, "Don't worry, Anna. He will be fine. If we go out there, we will become his burden." The little girl still felt uneasy and said, "Yes, Anna understands." Putting that aside, Anna wondered and asked, "By the way, Sister Fuang, Who is in the deepest area of the prison? Xianyu also spoke up and said, I'm also curious. Aifwang answered, let me check the diary. The girl read her father's diary entries as follows. He is the criminal noted as number 1. He used to be a plastic surgeon, but in the end he couldn't create the most beautiful person in the world. So he did something very horrible. He cut off the most beautiful parts of the previous people piece by piece and finally created the most beautiful human in the world. That body possessed an intelligence beyond human. To avoid being pursued according to records, he killed nearly 500 people. His trophies have not been found until now, and he is currently fighting with Duan Fay. He confidently said, I found it. Your heart is pretty good. It happens that my perfect human is missing this last thing. The spider zombie excitedly said, I found it. Your heart is pretty good. It happens that my perfect human is missing this last thing. It will belong to me soon. Duan Fay and the zombie stood facing each other ready for a fiery battle. A brief introduction about the spider guy. He is currently at level B and his special skill is Spider Silk at level A. That's why he said to Duan Fay with a contemptuous tone, I hope you can fight one round with me. Otherwise it would be too boring. Duan Fay worriedly thought, a level B has appeared? There is no time left. I have to use all my strength. He swung his sword towards the evil guy. The Spider-Man was also quite surprised by Duan Fay's ability. He said, your speed is good, but you can't escape from my 6 eyes. His spider legs were sharp and hard, like knives that grew all over his body. They stabbed into the ground right in front of the boy. He dodged the vicious attacks, while everything around him was destroyed by those terrifying legs. The bad guy smiled triumphantly and said, you can't beat me by just running away. The time passed and the fight became more intense. Both of them had a fighting spirit. Suddenly, a spider leg slashed across Duan Fay's arm, catching him off guard. He looked at him and smiled wickedly. He said, I told you, you can't escape from my 6 eyes. The wound on Duan Fay's left arm was quite serious. The poison level had reduced his body and skills. His energy decreased by 5% every minute and the negative effects increased by 5%. At 100%, he would die. The condition to remove it was to kill him or make him release it voluntarily. After that surprise attack, they stared at each other. The evil one attacked Duan Fay again and said confidently, you are done. Luckily, this time Duan Fay used his sword to block that scary leg. He started to counterattack with sparks flying fast and furious. His sharp eyes were full of hatred. He put all his strength into his technique. The sparks grew bigger and flew towards the Spider-Man zombie. The fire surrounded him, but he still laughed and said, I didn't expect you to have another ability, but it's useless. Your attack power is now just like tickling me. Duan Fay's power had increased significantly. As for the Spider-Man, he wanted to end this battle quickly. He said, you little bastard. Then he shouted loudly, die. As soon as he finished speaking, Duan Fay attacked him with a force that made him stunned and fell face down on the ground. He looked miserable. He couldn't believe that he had been defeated by that guy. He said weakly and disappeared, what happened? I clearly attacked them. Duan Fay disappeared in the smoke. The Spider-Man zombie crawled up angrily and said, this guy is good, but he dared to play me. Next time it's my turn. Inside the control room, a subordinate reported to the Reindeer boss, Boss, they are contacting you from the other side. The old man was annoyed and said, they always do this at the wrong time. I was watching a good show and they made me answer the phone. He picked up the phone and asked, hello, what do you want? A wolf head on the other end of the line answered, I should ask you that. The boss is angry. You better come back soon. The reindeer boss replied, don't worry, I'll finish things here and come back. How are things on your side? The old wolf head told him about their current plan. We have arranged the weakest zombie group to fight them. We deliberately show our weakness and they are now drunk with victory. As soon as they lower their guard, we will pretend to lose and lure them to 4 ambush areas. When everything is done, we will crush them. With such a large number of them, our demon king will be resurrected. After finishing speaking, he asked again, "So what are you doing exactly?" The reindeer boss answered, "Me? I'm watching a good drama here. You guys just wait for me. Tell the boss not to be angry. I'll bring him a fun gift later. See you then." The fierce battle between the spider zombie and Duan Fay outside the corridor was still not over. The zombie said, "Your body has dropped by nearly 20%, right? You look like you are struggling even with a little force." Duan Fay quickly thought of the next plan. He thought, "This will be more disadvantageous for me. I have to find a way out." There was not much time left. Back in the control room, a subordinate asked, "Sir, this side seems to be fine. Should I go and catch his teammate?" The old man calmly replied, "Don't rush. He hasn't lost yet. He is fighting with the spider while observing the situation around him. If anything gets close to his teammate, he will know. I don't want this drama to be ruined. After all, we will win. Just wait a little longer." As for the fight, the spider zombie taunted the boy. "Come on, attack me. Or is this your limit? You disappoint me." His toe stabbed into Duan Fay's sword. He confidently announced, "It's over." Duan Fay seemed to be calculating something. He slashed his sword and cut off a part of his leg, but it seemed that the attack just now did not hurt him. The spider zombie laughed at his attack. "Useless, useless. Your attack power is now nothing but tickling." Duan Fay smiled and said, "Is that so?" At the battlefield of zombies and humans, a helicopter in the sky was broadcasting news for everyone. The reporter greeted the viewers around the world. "Hello, everyone. We are now at the scene of the battle between humans and zombies. As you can see, we are completely dominating the zombies. It seems that victory is within our reach. Let's bravely get closer to the battlefield." The people watching the news cheered and rejoiced. They came closer and saw that there were only a few zombies left. They started to run away in 4 directions. "Great," they said. "We won." The helicopter moved closer to the battlefield. The correspondent continued, "Next, we will continue to get closer to witness the moment of victory for humanity. We have to see it clearly." Inside the camp, the high-ranking officers were discussing strategies. Hua Commander said, "It seems that everything is going well." La Duong, also known as La Commander, wondered, "Why didn't I know that there was a live broadcast? This is too dangerous. Our troops have already split up." Hua Commander said, "What's so dangerous? Zombies are just mindless creatures. The live broadcast was arranged by me." Someone among them spoke up. "I think the Hua Commander did a great job. Humanity will witness everything. Basically, we have already won. Next, we just need to chase them and catch them all in a net." La Duong slammed the table and objected. "It's not that easy. Everything is too smooth. We should recall our soldiers and discuss a new plan." The person next to him disagreed. "There's no need for that, old La. Where's your fearless attitude from before? We have won for sure this time. Don't worry too much." Hua Commander pointed at the map and said, "The zombies have split up and run in these directions. Let's divide ourselves and act. Kill them all." He affirmed, "We are about to win." As for the Battle of Duan Fay on this side, the evil Spider-Man had fallen and blood was dripping all over the floor. His body had been poisoned and his energy had decreased by 50%. He gritted his teeth and asked, "What did you do to me?" Duan Fay replied, how does it feel to be poisoned by yourself? The zombie could not contain his anger and pounced on him, saying, you bastard. Even if you have that ability, you can't beat me. The boy challenged him, then try it. The two looked at each other and prepared to fight again. Duan Fay quickly slashed at him while he only screamed. He said to the zombie, don't you want to detoxify? If you keep doing this, you will be hopeless. The 6 eyes of the villain bulged out and his mouth still screamed, you rotten kid. The poison has been removed. The negative effects of the toxin for all targets on the battlefield have been eliminated. The Spider-Man knelt down on the ground and said resentfully, I will crush you. In the control room, another zombie said, he is lucky. He guessed it right. The toxin has been removed. The Reindeer man replied, no, he didn't guess. He knew the result from the beginning. His eyes seemed to see through everything. A sharp leg appeared again and broke the tiles. The Spider-Man still did not give up and transformed into a high-level spider with many sharp thorns around. He said, let me show you my strongest state. As soon as he said that, he launched a deadly attack. But with his agility, Duan Fay successfully dodged the attack and spun in the air perfectly. He ended with a sword stabbing right into the body of the poisonous spider without missing a single shot. After that attack, he landed gracefully while the Spider-Man still refused to admit defeat. He threw spider silk at Duan Fay. He had quick eyes and spotted Duan Fay moving like a gust of wind. The poisonous spider spat out silk and said, you damn cockroach. The boy started using his skill. Fire appeared all over his hand and in an instant, the fire spread and caused a big explosion. After observing the current situation, the subordinate asked, Sir, what's wrong? Don't you want to watch anymore? The old reindeer turned his head and said, no need. The spider has lost. He has sunk into panic. The sharp claws of the spider attacked randomly. Duan Fay jumped from the ground to a pillar. He silently thought of something. The zombie looked at the spider who was attacking and screaming unconsciously, die. Duan Fay ran from one pillar to another to avoid the spider's silk. His nimble legs emitted fire. He kicked hard and broke the pillar. The debris fell freely in the air and they flew straight down to where the poisonous spider was standing. The spider still clung to his victory. He still said arrogantly, you want to beat me like that? Duan Fay said to him, this scene is familiar. He used his skill and hit him straight in the body while he only uttered something. The zombie looked at the spider who melted away. The pillar also broke in half. The boy asked him, are you restless now? Original species? Original species was also the reindeer man. He replied, yes, I can't wait any longer. Sorry for stealing your prey. It's just the B-level one, so there's not much energy source. The old reindeer and Duan Fay stared at each other with a smile that seemed to have a hidden meaning. It's okay. Absorbing you is also like that. He said, oh, you're so confident. Does this count as me finding you within the specified time? It said as it took off its clothes. I don't want to fight with someone in my office. Anyway, you can't win. You will all die. I'm a bit curious about what you came here for. What's the benefit of knowing this? For you? Have you heard of the evolution tree? Yes, I heard it clearly. The evolution tree checked the information and said to Duan Fay, that guy has a very strong B level and is about to reach A level. It's a bit difficult to deal with him now. We have to increase our strength. I also feel his great strength, but our current evolution point can't be upgraded yet. But we still have a lot of skill fragments left. We can try to upgrade in this direction. That's the only way. The original species started to move its limbs and said, at first I found your sister Kin Kuok and this time I found you. I don't think this is a coincidence. How well do you understand our original species? This can't be said. Duan Fay looked at it and answered. Which skill should we upgrade? The contract skill is currently level 4. If we upgrade it, it will cost the most skill fragments, but it won't be able to deal with the zombie either. Fire and iron need the least fragments, but they won't affect the battle much either. Finally, there is a skill that has followed us for a long time before, seize. Each upgrade will get a new effect, but we won't know what it is until later. The riskiest way sometimes also brings the highest results. Which one do you choose? The World Tree asked Duan Fay. The original species launched the super speed skill and ran to attack Duan Fay. Then you just take your secret to the autopsy. He launched the shadow kill skill to dodge and said, Evolution Tree, upgrade seize. We have to absorb the original species like this to achieve our goal. I understand. He jumped up to avoid the punch of the original species reindeer, but it quickly attacked again with its other hand. Too late to dodge. Duan Fay was shocked and used his leg to block the punch that was about to hit him and quickly jumped back. The original species exclaimed, This kid is agile, huh? Not only speed, but strength also increased several times. He is much stronger than the original species I have met. He thought seriously and used the healing power of 6 colors of the swallowing skill. Evolution Tree, how is the result? Did you upgrade successfully? The seize skill has unlocked a new effect. But what is the effect? The Evolution Tree reported the situation to Duan Fay. Seize level 4 fusion level 1 uses 100 skill fragments to randomly fuse into a level 1 skill. Note that when fusing level 1, you can only keep one skill at a time. Fusing multiple times will overwrite the previous skill effect. Upgrading fusion can keep more skills.